And this is where we have to actually move on to our third very interesting topic, which is SEBI regulation on algo trading, which Sharique was very much interested in the beginning again, right?
So algo trading for retail. That is what
Absolutely.
makes it very, very interesting, right?
Yeah.
So SEBI has come out with a draft circular. That's what I understand. And in that, they've talked about how algo trading for retail is going to be legalized very soon. They have given a date till the first week of January for the public to give comments. And from what we have seen in the past multiple circulars, I think this is what is going to be the final form, right? This is how algo trading for retail is going to shape up in India.
Yeah, I'll just give some clarity there. So we are telling draft circular. So what
Yeah.
does a draft circular even mean? So SEBI, what they normally do is, first, with anything they are planning, they are thinking, they come up with something called consultation paper. So in the consultation paper, they put out their thoughts. Hey, this is how we are thinking. This is after setting up a committee, after talking to experts. This is what we think about something. And they put it out on something called a consultation paper. Then it is put out so that people, including us, we can read it and we can give our thoughts and comments to them. Then they'll take the thoughts and comments of the public, then they'll think about it, and then they put out something called the draft circular, which is after collecting the thoughts, after mixing it with whatever they already knew, they created the draft of the final circular, and circular is the final rule. Now this is the draft. Draft is the rough piece of the final rule. Now the draft circular has come out. Now this is also put out so that, hey, now this is how we are thinking. This is almost final on how we are thinking. Now if you have any more thoughts, you can give back. And most probably whatever we see in the draft circular is what will come out as the final circular, which is what is going to the rule. So the point here being, in 2021, SEBI had put out a consultation paper on algo trading for retail. And after these 3-4 years, after these long years, finally SEBI has come out with a draft circular, which means that in the coming year, probably within 1-2-3 months, we will be seeing the circular on algo trading for retail, which is meaning that algo trading for retail is getting regularized, it is getting formalized. Yeah.
So when you're talking about all of this, the audience would definitely love to know, wasn't algo trading legal for retail till now?
Yeah, now that's a very, very interesting question, right? So if you ask about algo trading regulations so far in India, yes, there was regulations. Near to 2010, SEBI had actually put out a circular and proper rules on how to do algo trading in India. But the catch there was, it was not very retail friendly because it was opened up during the time of DMA, which is direct market access, and DMA was mostly for institutional clients. So around that, SEBI had certain rules around algo trading where even brokers can come up with algo trading strategies and can host it within the brokers and maybe offer it to certain people. But algo trading for retail wasn't very clear. People couldn't understand it. No one was doing it. But we always see people doing algo trading. We see platforms offering algo trading. We see a lot of people developing strategies using a lot of popular algo trading platforms and deploying algo trading strategies. So that is where after 2018, 2019, after all these discount brokers and these tech-enabled brokers came into the picture, scene changed when these brokers started offering APIs.
Yeah.
Right? Because all these brokers are offering APIs to the users. Now that was a whole world which opened to users, where users and also a lot of these algo trading platforms, where these platforms and these users saw that, hey, now we have these APIs. So now if we code certain algo trading strategies, we can send these trades into our broker via these APIs very seamlessly, and then we can do algo trading. So answering your question, it was legal. There were regulations around it. It's just that regulations for retail was not clear. Retail was using their APIs to do algo trading, and they've been doing it in a very large manner for the last many, many years. So that's where SEBI saw it. SEBI saw that, hey, retail is also doing algo trading. It's just that they are not using the original laws which are available, which is very complex, which is not even really facilitating retail to do algo. So SEBI thought, hey, why not? Why don't we do something special and specific for retail so that retail can also do algo trading in a very good manner? And what is this good manner? With proper checks, balances, grievance redressal mechanism, which means that if something's happening to the retail, can they go and complain? Can they get their complaints resolved? So SEBI is thinking good for the retail here. So SEBI was seeing retailers using APIs and all. What can we do to make them world better for retailers? What at least SEBI is thinking is what I'm feeling.
So I understand that even today in the Indian market, algo trading makes up 70% of the entire volume. Okay. Yeah. So why does SEBI want to put so many checks and balances suddenly on retail now?
Right. So this 70% I know is a large number, but most of that, as I rightly said earlier, these are large institutions and prop firms, all of them doing algo trading in the already already regulated way. So there are already checks and balances built into those. So now when it comes to retail's algo trading, which is very, very minuscule, it's not like as big as 70%. So when it comes to that, SEBI wants his checks and balances there as well. Why? Because they are concerned, because this is via API, users are sending in trades, which is driven by algorithms. It could cause systemic errors is what SEBI is worrying. There could, like, we all understand what a fat finger trade is, right? A fat finger trade is where someone by mistake puts in a large quantity trade and by mistake is like sending in that order to the exchange, and it could cause flash crashes. It could cause unwanted price movements, which is not really nice in the market. So all of those is what SEBI is worried about. So SEBI do not want this retail to play around with the market, create some troubles, create some loops which would crash the market or cause some troubles to the price movement. So that's what SEBI is thinking.
But
So
again,
I think that is actually SEBI's way of putting some panic in people. In reality, which retailer would have hundreds or thousands of crores? I mean, in a normal scenario, I know there could be exceptions. In a normal scenario, retailers are not trading with hundreds or thousands of crores, especially in Algo. So I think in the end, they just want to regulate it. They just want to. I see this as a positive step for the industry.
Yes, so SEBI is just trying to protect themselves, obviously, to the larger interest of the entire market. So I understand one retail person might not have thousands of crores to actually do some nasty stuff to play around with the market, but because that route is open, if someone want to really mess with the system, can actually take that route, posing as a retailer. What is posing as a retailer? It's just getting your broker's API and sending in whatever random stuff you want to do and game the system. So if someone wants to do that, they can do it today, and that's why SEBI really want to take this good step in regulating the space so that no bad things will happen, and maybe some good things which were happening earlier. A lot of people used to get a lot of liberty in play around with strategies. Maybe that might get reduced a bit, but I think this is a good step overall, right?
Understood. So what are like the new rules that are coming up by SEBI for algo traders?
Right. So very interesting. So their point being, so they are more concerned about what strategy is being run, because if the strategy is bad, if the strategy is having some loop creating, trouble creating rules, that is what SEBI is more concerned about. So that is one last thing that SEBI is concerned about. So SEBI wants the strategies to be passed by the user to the broker and get it approved at the exchange.
Okay.
So what is the purpose here? So when it is getting approved at the exchange, they are kind of sure about, hey, the strategy is all okay. It is not trouble creating of sorts. So the process they are telling us, if you're a retail trader who is tech savvy and creating your own strategies, either yourself or even using third-party platforms, you have to go to your broker. You have to, via the broker, send your strategy to the exchange and get it approved, which I understand the retail trading fraternity is not loving it. What is very interesting is that even Nitin Kamath tweeted about this. He also wrote in Trading Q&A, which is their forum, where he is saying that there is a possibility where tech-savvy retail traders, if they have strategies of their own, or again, if they got it from somewhere else, they can maybe get a static IP, get it whitelisted. Maybe then there is a route where they don't have to send it to the broker and then to the exchange and get an approval. So to be very honest, that is slightly hazy today, and a lot of mixed opinions from the trading fraternity as well. But that is where. So that is regulations on people who have their own strategies. What will happen to them?
Yeah.
What is very clear is algo strategy providers, what will happen to them? Because we understand the ecosystem is huge. A lot of people are there today who are developing algo strategies and putting it up on their platform or on a marketplace and then giving the access to people, and people can go subscribe to these strategies and then, hey, things will happen in their account, right? Now, SEBI is even giving a name to this in the draft circular, calling it black box algos. And black box algos means everything happening inside is staying inside. You can't see it. So it is a black box algo. So what is very interesting is SEBI is clearly putting out regulations and a very laid out world where people can actually develop black box algos and offer it to retail traders. So retail traders in the future can go to certain platform, subscribe to a black box algo, and the trades will happen in the user's account. And if the trades are making profit, hey, the user is making profit. So what is interesting here is, if someone wants to create and put out black box algos, this entity, one, will have to be registered with SEBI as a research analyst. Two, this entity will have to be empaneled with the exchange, which is NSE or even BSE, as a empaneled algo provider. So they are coming or being recognized by both SEBI and NSE. It is going to be there is going to be a lot of scrutiny. It's going to be a regulated world. Then they will have to work with the broker, give the strategy to the broker, and the broker will take it to the exchange, obviously, for approval. Once all this is in place, then they can offer it to users.
I
So
mean,
that is
So
how
I think it's a end of the day, it's a very complicated procedure, because in itself it's a complicated world, right? Algo trading is a complicated world, but I think when the smoke clears out, things for the user or the end user might seem very easy, right? That's and very much regulated. That's what SEBI is going for.
But again, I'm only worried about the turnaround times of these. Let's say, as a genuine retail guy, I want to create my strategy. First, I have to get the whitelisted IP, which is again 6,000-7,000 rupees in current day. I have to spend that. Then to get an again API from a broker, I have to again pay. If I have an API from Zerodha. Then again, I have to give my strategy, which I should trust that my broker doesn't give out my strategy to anyone. Then I also have to trust the system, which is SEBI or the NSE, to understand logic of my strategy. If they fail to not understand what my logic is, what my system is, they could just simply reject it. That would be very bad for me, very depressing for me. So I'm just worried about the whole systems and processes. And even one more larger concern. I made a strategy, they approved it. Then, like how the markets are changing very fast now these days, I want to make a change in next month. And what if SEBI takes another 2 months, 3 months to even approve my algo?
I absolutely hear you. I absolutely not just hear you. I see a lot of conversations happening in Twitter, on different social media platforms. I see a lot of questions are open, and a lot of traders who like you who are developing their own strategies. A lot of them are not liking it. I also have a lot of open questions, but I'm not asking them here. I don't want to look like a person who's completely liking this, completely with this. Hey, full pro SEBI, let's get this done. This is the best thing ever. I'm not saying that. While I agree that there are a lot of open questions, like, hey, if you want to change your strategy, what is the process? Like, how do you change? Do you approve it again? All of this. A lot of open-ended questions here. But hey, my larger point being, this is a good step towards a better world where algo trading can be proper. Because for me, if I think about it, hey, back in 1990s, people used to stand in the ring and yell out for buying stocks. Then towards 2000s, you could actually make a phone call and buy stocks. Then in the 2000s or post 2010, you could go to your website or to your laptop or a phone for that matter and buy a stock. Now, so things are progressing, evolving, and algo trading, I believe, is an evolved form of trading that has to happen, that will happen. So I think this is a good first step in that direction. And hey, it's our regulators. They'll also get better. They'll also learn. They'll hear from us. I strongly believe in them. They'll hear from the entire ecosystem. They'll also get better, and better regulations are on the way is what I believe.
And when I read the circular, the tone in which the things have been conveyed, I think it's a very progressive tone, right? I understand that every point is not progressive, and maybe there are a lot of things that they'll get suggestions on and they'll get better on, but the tone is progressive.
Absolutely.
That means that right now, what I believe is they want to start this movement. Okay, put that first step out there. Might not be too strict now, right? Things might be a lot easier for the first group of algo traders.
Correct.
And going ahead into the future, they'll see if any problems are being created, because now they'll have every order being tagged as algo order. They'll have a kill switch. The exchange will have a kill switch with which, if they notice any problem or any issues in the strategies, they can issue a strategy kill switch, right?
So whatever they originally feared of, like systemic risks or such mess-ups with the system, if they're seeing that, they can quickly
instantly
utilize the kill switch and get rid of the algo. And also there is a mention of audit trails, because this is being hosted on the broker system, and these audit trails are also maintained. If at all, if they find that something is happening fishy somewhere, they can easily go and identify which algo triggered by which person in what manner is creating problem. So at least they can be reactive to certain bad things happening in the market. They can actually find whatever wrong things are happening. So good.
So
good
what I want people to take out of this segment is that, hey, these rules are definitely coming out. It's a step in the positive direction. And I think now is a good time for the Indian market to shift into that algo trading world for retail.
Right? So that's what I was saying earlier. It's an evolution. So if you like 2-3 years before, like when this YouTube is booming with stock market content, like people are teaching how to use these indicators, how to look at your charts and take trades of your own. So that itself could change. Maybe like few years later, we are looking at videos everywhere where people are talking about like how to think of strategies, how to create strategies, how to code strategies, how to like get it running in your broker. It could be the new normal. It would be in the new normal is also
I
what
would
I'm
only
thinking.
seeing that the new videos would be coming out how to use AI to make more strategies and then just automate
Absolutely.
it.
Why would you sit and look at where MACD is and like, look at what the like candle is doing and what the price is and what the skew is and then take a decision while you can actually code it and click a button and the computer will do it like 1000% more efficient than you and get it done without any emotional bias. Why would someone not do it? So I believe it is the future and people would do it, and SEBI is starting to facilitate it. So a good start is what.
And yeah, with the passion that Sharique talked about this subject, you can know that we are very much in the game right here, as in market feed is in very much the game.